Who do I have with me? All-star panel. I'm joined by Bernardo, criminal defense attorney who previously served as a senior district attorney in the Homicide Bureau of the Brooklyn DA's office. Also joined by Misty Marris, trial attorney, legal analyst, and a familiar face, Brian Enton, senior national correspondent for News Nation. Like I said, all-star panel. Great to have you all here. Bernardo, when I looked at this, and I've been following this since the beginning, it's actually worse than I thought. And the first thing that I thought was, no wonder they pled guilty after all this evidence came out.
Absolutely, especially since you have so much that was documented in her journals. You're talking about journal entries, you're talking about videos, you're talking about this video. It's so horrifying, this video having to deal with the Ring camera. I mean, it breaks my heart. I literally get goosebumps every time I watch this. So you have to think, it was in her best interest to plead guilty because a jury will convict her, a judge will convict her. So the only thing she can come out with is, because she pled guilty, is that she'll get some kind of leniency from the parole board.
And not a shocker that Jody Hildebrand pled guilty right after. Okay, I want to talk about the 180. This is one of the most fascinating aspects of these phone calls, these jailhouse phone calls. I'm going to play it one at a time. So this is Ruby Franke. This is number 2. And this is a jailhouse phone call she had with her husband on September 1st, 2023. This is 2 days after the arrest. Listen carefully.
The most upsetting thing is that I am completely misunderstood. That is the most horrible feeling. Like, my own family misunderstands me, they misinterpret me, and poor Jody, they misinterpret her, they misunderstand her. She puts her neck out on the line for people, and then they get mad at her. I mean, it is just horrendous.
You're right, horrendous. I feel so bad for her, except this is what she said the next month on another jailhouse phone call. This is number 3, October. Let's listen.
I really did feel like the arrest was like a rescue. Like, I just felt so many angels around, and it was like a relief. It was just really kind of surreal, kind of strange.
Certainly different, Brian.
It is different. You know, I keep getting these weird Lori Vallow vibes from her. I mean, you read in the journal.
Lori never changed, though.
No, that's true.
Right?
But the fact that she's saying that she thought her kids were like evil and almost like needed to be saved, I didn't see any of that coming. And I agree with you. You know, I was totally shocked. And at first, when she was sentenced to essentially life, like, I was like, man, this is pretty tough. But when those pictures came out, and you saw the condition of those kids, I mean, it was way worse than I expected.
I'm really glad you mentioned that, because before all this came out, I'm not going to lie to you, when Ruby was at sentencing and we hadn't heard too much about her, I actually kind of believed what she was saying about being in this fog and being manipulated, which may very well be the case. But then you see everything and you have a different perspective, because now I'm looking at this, Misty, and I'm thinking, will Ruby actually get out before Jody? Remember, in Utah, it's the Board of Pardons and Paroles that actually determines. I'm not so sure now, after listening to these jailhouse phone calls, if she's going to get any more lenient sentence than Jody.
Yeah, Jesse, so we actually covered, as the verdict was coming out, we covered that together, and we talked about the fact that Ruby Franke actually spoke in the courtroom, and my position was, she's faking it. She's now saying, she's expressing contrition. Jody Hildebrand, oh, she was the mastermind, and I was a follower, and I was manipulated. To me, I thought that was strategy, because there is this range in Utah. Utah has a unique law when it comes to sentencing, that she will get a review by the parole board. And to me, that statement was building a record to shift accountability. Now, all of this that we've seen since, tough to get around this, and the horror.
You know who I don't think ever changed? Jody Hildebrand. This is number 10. This is a jailhouse phone call. Listen to who she says the victim is, because it's not the kids.
He uses these kids, and he uses all of us as the adults, the parents, that don't hold the kids accountable. So now it's abusive to make a kid sleep on the floor. That's abusive. Or it's abusive to, you know, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can't even raise your kids anymore.
Now, Bernardo, we heard about that reference by Eric Clark, the prosecutor, at sentencing. He's like, wait till you hear these jailhouse phone calls. This is why we don't recommend that she gets released anytime soon. After hearing that, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think she should do the maximum amount of time. So the important thing is that even though she even though they didn't take this into account when they pled guilty, they can be able to use this information, jailhouse calls, the videos, victim impact statements at the time when there is a parole hearing to determine whether these two individuals still continue serving their time. Remember, it's 1 to 15 years consecutive on each of those 4 counts.
I think the maximums, they can't serve more than 30 years. But, you know, let's talk about Kevin Franke real quick, Brian, okay? Because he hasn't been criminally charged. There's been a lot of questions about what did he know, what did he not know. This is number 6. This is when he was first talking with police. Again, this was released in the evidence dump.
What's going to happen? It's my wife. I love my wife. But I love my wife and I trust my wife. And so, I mean, this feels like getting run over by a steam truck, what you're sharing with me today.
See, Brian, that's fascinating because he's since divorced Ruby. In a subsequent interview with police, which we heard, talks about how weird the stuff was with Jody, how resistant he was with Ruby Franke's learnings and this whole connections business. What did you make of Kevin's behavior in these interviews?
Listen, I still have questions about how he didn't know more and how just more people surrounding this family didn't know more. Once the pictures came out and you saw the condition of those kids, how skinny they were, the duct tape, but even just their weight alone.
Yeah.
I don't understand how there weren't even just, you know, people in the neighborhood who didn't come forward. Like, someone must have spotted something. They must have.
I can't forget on that initial 911 phone call, the caller said, we've always thought there was something weird going on. So look, maybe we'll get more information as this progresses. Stick around, got a lot more to cover, so still ahead.